You're watching your station for balanced news.
Now, foreclosures and defaults have reached historic highs in San Diego County. Just to give you an idea of how bad it really is, about 30% of the homes on the market are distress sales. And in some of the hardest hit areas, it's as high as 60 to 70%. But there is actually an alternative to foreclosure. And Matt Battiata from the Battiata Real Estate Group joins us now to talk all about that. We're talking about short sales.
Short sales. Yeah, there are a lot of short sales on the market right now in San Diego. And for anybody out there who is upside down on their home, a short sale is a great alternative to letting your home go through foreclosure. So
let's explain specifically, what is a short sale? How do you do it if that's something you need to do?
A short sale, for anybody out there who all of a sudden owes more to the bank than their home is worth, and they need to sell their home, they've only got a few options. They can't do a refinance because their home won't appraise. Okay. So the option is either to let your home go through foreclosure, which is obviously a big negative as far as your credit goes, or to do a short sale. And in a short sale, that is where typically your agent, or you hypothetically could do it, but it's where you need to negotiate with your bank and convince them to take less than what is owed on the property.
And are they pretty open to that at this point in the market?
It's a big battle, Amanda, to do those with the banks, but it's doable. We close about 90% of our short sales. Again, the battle is getting the bank to accept that dollar amount that is less. But as we get more and more into this housing crisis, the banks are getting more and more motivated to do a short sale because it's much better for the banks at the end of the day. It saves them a tremendous amount of money to do a short sale as opposed to going through the whole foreclosure process.
Right. And let's talk a bit about the differences, because I know it does make a big difference in terms of your credit.
It does. It's a short sale as far as your credit goes, a short sale is a settlement of a debt on your credit. You don't even need to, what's interesting is you don't even need to be behind on your payments. You can be current on all of your mortgage payments, have never missed a mortgage payment, and the bank will still allow you to do a short sale. And we have a lot of clients who are in that situation. If you compare that to a foreclosure, you're basically for 7 years you can't buy a home. Right. You find it difficult to get a car loan or any kind of credit. So a foreclosure is really the worst case scenario, and one of the things that I'm trying to do is let everybody know, because I know there's a lot of people in San Diego who are in this predicament where they're upside down. A foreclosure is the worst case scenario, and the reality is right now you can do a short sale. It has a minimal impact on your credit score. You can get out from under that debt on your home and move on with your life. And in some cases, we're actually we help people clean up their credit after a short sale. So even if your FICO score drops 50 or 100 points, you can repair that within 6 months and go out and buy another home, which is pretty amazing.
It is. I guess looking at the flip side of this, short sales offer a lot of opportunities for buyers as well.
They do, yeah, and what's interesting is in a lot of cases it's actually it can be a better deal for the buyer than a foreclosure. Because, see, once the bank actually forecloses on a property, they've gone through all that expense. They've already spent a bunch of money, basically, foreclosing on the property. And now they've got a little bit of time. The pressure's kind of off. They said, you know what, we've already taken this property back, so we're not as motivated to get it moved really quickly. Right. The difference is when the threat of a foreclosure is looming, they don't want to foreclose on a property, believe it or not. So they're very motivated to get that property off their books before they have to take it back, and that's why they sometimes are very, very motivated to make a short sale happen. So you can actually get a better deal, in my view. You can get a better deal on a short sale than a foreclosure. The difference is you have to be very patient, because a short sale might take 2 months, and you have to work very closely with whoever's talking with the bank. In most cases, that's the listing agent. But the good news is that you can buy homes at next year's prices today, so you can get a real bargain on short sales. So the good news is it's a win-win for everybody. It's a win for the seller because they avoid foreclosure. They don't ruin their credit. They can get out from that debt and not worry about the lender coming after them for the money that they're owed. For the buyer, it's a great deal because they can get a wonderful price on a property. And for the bank, it's a great deal because it saves them a tremendous amount of money. And next year, I believe in San Diego, 2009, will be the year of the short sale in San Diego. We're going to see a lot of short sales.
And very briefly, how do you know that a property is going to become a short sale?
Well, you're not going to know until it goes on the market. When it goes on the market, you'll see, when it's advertised typically in the MLS or on Realtor.com or whatever, you'll see, this is a short sale. It's subject to lender approval. And that's where the patience has to come in. And the other thing is you need to make sure that you're working with an agent who's experienced with short sales, because the reality is probably 80% of the short sales on the market right now in San Diego County will not close. They will end up getting foreclosed on because the agents just don't know how. It's such a battle to negotiate these with the banks that if you're not set up to do it and experienced at doing it, it's just a war of attrition. It's probably not going to go through. Like I say, we've gotten very successful just by necessity at doing short sales. So they really are a win-win for everybody.
Okay, Matt, great advice. As you mentioned, this is a huge part of your business. We do have a link to your website on ours, fox6.com, if you want any more information about the Matt Battiata Real Estate Group or short sales.